Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So in this one I'm here to show you how the Rise of Krypton experience ended for me. First up, we're going to start with the main account fights, because that went well enough. We just cleared Heroic 6, making our way to finishing Heroic 7. We are starting the first tier, obviously. We're going to start with Boss Scarecrow over here, and we have Battle Laughs plus Deathstroke, and we're going to try and deal as much percentage health damage as we can do. It's going to be a pretty smooth fight. This dude is combo inchoppable. He doesn't have anything in particular to make him a particularly rough battle. He's kind of one of the filler bosses, because when you see on bosses will deal more damage with crit attacks, nah, it just does nothing. That means he just does nothing, basically. So here the first clone gets tagged in. I'm going to block that first special. Now, a little bit of a risky endeavor. I actually pushed him all the way from one corner to another with the clone, so I can get the smooth special 2 gameplay in there. So yeah, usually that doesn't go well, but with Scarecrow I think he's actually got such a slow swipe back animation to the point where it's impossible for him to get out of combo interruption even if he tries to back off into a jump attack. Might happen a few times, but most times you're going to be fine. Tagging Deathstroke back in to get the second clone in there. The first clone did have a little bit more juice left, but we were running out of time, so I got the second clone in there so that we can also get some power generation. Meanwhile, and I did not put any Kryptonite artifacts here because I thought that they would make me too hard to kill for those guys, and that was the correct play actually. 1.4 million. In this one we're going to have Mr. Freeze plus Red Hood plus Wonder Woman. And the first up we're going to get both of these super moves out of the way of both Red Hood and Mr. Freeze. That's why we're tagging in and out as soon as possible to generate power. Combo drop there. Have Beta level Mr. Freeze at level 9. We have Kryptonite Spear at level 5 on Red Hood, and we have Kryptonite Ring at level 7 on Wonder Woman. And yeah, I'm not gonna be able to upgrade my Kryptonite Spear to level 10. I think if we had like 4 more days or something like that, I might have been able to. But yeah, next time Rise of Krypton comes back, I'm gonna do it. Though I'm not looking forward to that one bit, and we're going to get into why I'm not looking forward to it a little bit later on. So here we have already reached the peak performance gameplay, where we just use this special 2, get this guy frozen, and we do jump attacks. And the damage I'm doing now with the dot damage from the Beta Club is going to be 6.4 mil damage. And while yet again, this is nothing to complain about, and some people who don't have Beta Club will only dream of doing that. It's kinda garbage, to be fair, for Mr. Freeze levels. And yeah, that's because his 3 stars and I keep complaining about it. But hey, I'm gonna keep complaining until I see a Mr. Freeze chest on sale and I get him to a higher star rating, so you better deal with it. Yeah, you can see here some absolute peak performance gameplay. Like, years of game development have led us to this point where I watch dot values fly off the enemy, and when the dot values don't fly off the enemy anymore, I apply dot values again. I know this is the pinnacle of gaming here, guys. This is peak performance. There we go. We actually killed him. This did actually a little bit better at 520 mil than I expected, but yeah, nice. So here we have a Kinflan Sakuman versus Bane fight, and I think this is going to be a perfect Kinflan Sakuman fight. So we have Sword of Salvation on Dr. Fate and North Snow Globe on Kinflan Sakuman. No Kryptonite artifacts, because yet again I wanted to make it easy for Bane to kill my Kinflan Sakuman, so we don't have to wait for him like 1 minute to deal any damage to us. Stealing some more power. This also helps us power generate a lot, though it was not mandatory, and I think it actually prolonged the fight a bit, because stealing constantly power from him made him very far away from super move. And I want him to do super move and to summon the first clone afterwards, because the only thing that can stop my clones if I play it properly and I manage to combo chop him will be the super move. So ideally I want to get it out of the way before that. Use another third special in there. Maybe shouldn't have done that because there was not much reason behind it. I just felt like we had too much power that was going to waste. But yeah, nevertheless, we're going to most likely reach full power bar before the clone gets tagged in, because super move did not one-shot us. It's gonna get hit a few more times here, gonna block here actually, because I knew he was gonna do a special, and ideally I wanted that to be done on King before getting the King clone summoned. Third special in there, and now we're going to begin the journey of pushing him to the corner. The only question is, will it be a smooth journey? Well, it seems to be going well enough so far. And we got 1/3 special from the first clone. And the second third special incoming, there we go. Come on, chopped again. Come on, chopped again. And come on, chopped yet again. We're getting kind of close to the last third special, so we're going to soon enough let this clone depart, and the other clone will be done far sooner, because we're going to have a lot more power generation. Okay, I got hit there. Now I'm gonna block because yet again I'll get hit with a special. I wanted most of it to go on King. This was kind of risky, not gonna lie. This clone actually almost died. But as long as we block his basic attack hits and combo and chop, we're going to be fine, as you can see. We can, in theory, if we had to, we could combo and chop with this clone until the end of the bell, and it will still be able to do it without dying. Third special in there. Come on, chopped again. Come on, chopped again. Into another third special. There we go. And yeah, that's done with the clones. And right now I'm going to just try and deal some more damage with King. But this was a very good King fight. This is actually as good as you can get out of North Snow Globe, King Flan Sakumen. So use this fight as a benchmark for your future King fights and try to maybe use some of the advice given here, though granted it's not the absolute best gameplay, but it's fine. It did the job. 1.2 almost billion. For the next target, we're going to quickly finish this cap with the Batman Ninja team. We have Beta Club on Batman Ninja team, and yeah, pretty much the same artifacts that I mentioned for the Mr. Freeze fight are going to be equipped here. I'm not going to use Brainiac Grodd because it's going to be an overkill here. I really don't need to use Brainiac here, and I don't think I even can, because I think on this run I used Brainiac with Draven to kill Collector Superman. So that was not a possibility in the first place. There's special in there, and I get hit there. Bad rip, but yeah, pushing him to the corner again. There's special in there. Come on, chopped again. Second special, getting decent amounts of dots. The third special, 10 mil per second is definitely not bad. Well, it's not per second because not every single value is 10 mil because it needs to crit and lethal to be 10 mil. But yeah, you get the point. Now look, this team is very good in Dawn of Apocalypse, but in the other soul rates it sucks. I mean, not really, it depends on where you are at, because if you anyways don't have many passive bonuses from the artifacts or have only one soul rate artifact specifically, you're still going to get a good amount of value out of this. But when you have a lot of passive bonuses from the artifacts, it's not really worth to put Nora Snow Globe anymore in there. Or maybe it is, but even if it is, you're losing a lot of passive stats by not having a soul rate specific artifact here. And here we have Nora Snow Globe actually. We're going to let this guy die as many times as possible. And we have Dark Metal cards on Joker, and the level 9 Beta Club being the only thing that gives me passive stats. Like, look, if Dark Metal cards were not the thing and I had to equip a Sword specific artifact on Joker, then maybe this would have been better because we only have to give up one Sword artifact, but having to give up 2 Sword artifacts is really not worth it for me. And like in Dawn of Apocalypse, you're not gonna have that problem because you're going to use Father Box anyway on Joker, because only that gives you bonuses, and you can afford Nora Snow Globe on the other characters. It's pretty much the best thing. But outside of that, it's not gonna be that great. Like, King with Nora Snow... not King, excuse me. Last of Joker with Nora Snow Globe is definitely doing better, but overall, Heartbreak Harley Quinn League of Anarchy is going to be the far better experience, in my opinion, at the very least. Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. But yeah, I might have been guilty myself of hyping up Nora Snow Globe Last of Joker too much in the past. And it's definitely better than in the past and definitely a pretty good team, but doesn't hold a candle to League of Anarchy with Heartbreak Harley Quinn. Now on the next pip refresh, we have here Boss Captain Cold, and he's going to have a chance to stun us on tag-in. We're going to use the Raven Harley team in order to have Harley to stun Reflect there. Something that I did not plan for was, and I forgot to keep in mind, was him being immune to stuns, so we can't really stun him, and I will find out that in a second. Does that change anything? Nah, not really, because we're just going to do basic attack hits then, if we're not going to be able to stun him. We're just basically using the Joker League of Anarchy in theory, because it's kind of at the same point, because Joker gets a little bit more dot damage from his passive, Harley gets 3 fast attack hits, it kind of evens out. It's going to be pretty much the same scenario. And it's going to be a straightforward enough fight, even though we couldn't stun. Would have just been over a little bit rare if we could stun. And yeah, I still got stunned a few times, all through the stun reflect and Raven stun resistance, though I don't think Raven got stunned, I think it might have been Harley actually. Okay, so that's boss captain cooldown. Now moving on to the next fight, we're going to have a Grodd plus Brainiac plus Robin fight, which is going to be an easy one-shot here. This is one of the easy one-shot teams that I have on this account. And usually it goes the following way. Raven plus something, one-shot stuff. Then we have this team, one-shot stuff. Then we have the Deathstroke Battle Laughs team, get stuff almost killed, and then two teams maybe also kill that. And that way, unless I'm fighting something that's particularly hard or needs some particular teams to deal with, and I can use my usual setup, I'm going to per day one-shot 2 heroic 7 bosses, and maybe a third, and maybe damage a bit of fourth. So I guess that's decent pace of progress. Though yet again, that is the peak performance scenario, the most optimal performance scenario. Yeah, as far as this thing goes, the highest values are kind of getting are going to be 30 mil. And at this point, if you're tired of beta club fights, I get you, I understand, but no worry, we're going to get soon enough into the secondary count fights where I don't have beta club. And yeah, look, I did the meme thing, guys. I did the funny thing. I used something to as a damage dealer, bro. I don't even know why I did this. I mean, look, this was the literal last fight of this account, and all the enemies were full HP. When the soul rate resets, they're going to get back to full HP unless they're dead. So there was absolutely no point in me using an actual team. There was absolutely no point in me playing even this last fight, but I was like, oh, let's give something a go. And yeah, it's going to be as good as you'd expect, which is absolute garbage. Don't use something as a damage dealer. And surprisingly enough, he even failed to he disappointed my low expectations. I was expecting him to do like garbage, but since we gave him Dark Metal cards and since we have so high stats from the passive artifacts, I was expecting at the very least a 50 mil out of this dude. But nah, bro, 35 mil, oh boy. So this is the situation on the secondary count. We have Boss Batman with this amount of health and only 3 teams left. Are we going to be able to do it? I mean, you might have gotten some indication of the situation from the thumbnail and the title, but nevertheless, let's go over how it went. So Dr. Fate tanking that because I was afraid it would get killed, and then King getting tagged in and stunned. There's special in there. In the corner, I was going well so far. We have Nora Snow Globe to get a few more clones in there. Not 100% sure about this choice. Maybe I should have gone for this last fight with Dark Metal cards on King. Maybe that would have gotten me more damage, especially with how the clones went in this fight. But more about that in a moment. Just keep combo interrupting him in the corner. Need to wait until he has super move available. Nothing I can do about the super move. I mean, I could use my own super move, but that's going to be pointless because he'll eventually get it again. Okay, super move being done. First clone gets tagged in, doing a few hits, third special, pushing him more to the corner, and 16 mil, I mean that's nice and all that, but maybe we'd have gotten more damage out of Dark Metal cards. Get King tagged back in, doing a few hits, he blocked, getting hit by the ranged attack. Third special after he does the jump attack, trying to push him to the corner, and I managed to do so. From this point on, it should be fine in theory. Unless I terribly mess it up. Another 13 mil. Come on, chopped again. Come on, chopped again. Will be a little bit rough to get killed without getting the clone that gets tagged in damaged. Because both of his abilities that he's going to use, I've never seen this man use third special, but both first special and second special are going to kill and keep going after they kill onto the next target. So that will be something to look forward to. Come on, chopped again. And yeah, here I'm going to let the clone get summoned. And as I said, we got killed by the first part of that. And the clone got dropped on the stun and got killed. And we didn't get to get anything out of that clone. Which is, in theory, a small mistake. We're not gonna lose that much damage, right? But if you think about it, throughout the course of me fighting this dude, there were a lot of small mistakes that added up. Excuse me, I had to stop the microphone for a second because I just sneezed. But back to the fight. So this dude remained on 107 mil HP. This is not going well. So here we're going to have the League of Anarchy team hopefully do something good for us. Somebody suggested in the comments that I use Raven plus EPI and use EPI as the damage dealer. Well, that's useless for the main account because I already killed this dude, and for the secondary account that's not really doable because my Raven doesn't have any gears and I don't really trust her survivability. And secondly, the Raven on this account, and that's fully on me, I do have the resources, is not really properly built. She's properly built in terms of not getting killed by super moves, but she's not properly built in terms of also dealing damage. So not sure I could have done that well enough, but yet again, that sounds like a pretty solid idea with Dark Metal cards on EPI. I see your point there, but not something very reliable for me at this stage. So far good enough. We're going to try to push him to a corner where we can have the optimal gameplay. Let's have Joker in there, second special, re-engage the combo, getting some good damage in there. Like at this point I was getting very optimistic. We might actually do this, guys, we might actually have a good time here. EPI in there, combo interrupting, pushing him to a corner, and if we manage to keep him here that would be amazing, but there's a super move incoming. There we go, back to the middle of the field. I hate this. Now we have to push him yet again to the corner. Special 2. Swipe doesn't work properly and transitions me into a basic, then a swipe attack. That's the first time the special 2 into a swipe thing did not work in this fight. And spoilers, there might be more of that to come. So Joker in here, and block a few hits. Special 2, and he blocked after my special 2. So I guess that's because I did it when he was closer, but nevertheless, Joker dies. Joker has committed end life, but not by his own accord. So now we're going to just get EPI getting as much damage as she can in there, but at this point it's really looking hopeless. It's really not looking good, guys. I've struggled so much against this dude and he's the only one alive. So if I fail to kill this dude, next time Rise of Krypton comes around, I'm going to be forced to fight this guy from full HP on this account without having any other bosses alive, meaning that every single team has to go here. And almost none of the teams have a good time here. So as a last-ditch effort to do something, to get something done, to have a little bit of hope of succeeding here, I'm using Raven Banshee team, which is not too bad of an idea. We just have to get really lucky. We just have to get really lucky with this one to even have a chance to manage something. And yeah, I've been trying to use Banshee also against this dude, but kind of all my attempts failed. Because there's a little bit of a problem with the Banshee here. My Banshee, without the LexCorp Warsuit equipped on her, that gives her more HP, is not tanky enough to tank a super move and survive with enough HP. If I do equip LexCorp Warsuit, we're going to lose the guaranteed crits, so that kind of sucks. I'm going to get Raven tank here. She's gonna be fine. She took a lot of damage, but she survived, had to reset Darkness, but she's almost full health. So other than Power Girl tanking the super move, Raven tanking it was kind of the second best, most optimal scenario. Third special in there, 7 mil. And I wanted to use special one with Banshee, not with her, and that wasted a little bit of time, which sucks. And to block that, was hoping to yet again be able to block the first part of the stun bomb, but we yet again got killed by the first part of the stun bomb, and then I proceeded to get stunned with my Raven, and that ruined all my hopes and dreams, and has cursed me to another most likely 5 to 6 to 7 days of pain against this dude when Rise of Krypton comes back, and boy, even though next time Rise of Krypton comes back, I'm gonna get enough materials to get my beta club up to level 10. We're going to upgrade hacks to level 10, guys. I hope that moment never comes, because I just can't bring myself to fight this dude all over again from full HP to 0 without Deathstroke. Maybe we get Deathstroke and Battle Collapse until next time this comes around, hopefully. But yeah, that was it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, and Well, that being said, hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. And yeah, this is the sad reality of Rise of Krypton on the secondary account. And look, it's my fault. There were a lot of mistakes that slowly but surely led to this point. But it nevertheless still sucks. Goodbye.
This is the future.